By stealing this sweet roll, I may have very well doomed Skyrim. Skyrim guards are more concerned with petty thievery than the fact that I'm Dragonborn and quite possibly the only one that can stop Alduin. They insist upon arresting and then killing me. Well, even the Dragonborn has to eat, doesn't he? What's going on YouTube? Official applications to be a beta tester for the Elder Scrolls Online have gone out. I'm going to talk about this very in-depth in a minute, but I want to make a note about the gameplay. I'm using a spears mod because one of my previous Skyrim videos showed that spears are pretty much a joke in the Dragonborn DLC, and a modder was able to put in better spears into the game than even Bethesda was able to. These spears are leveled one-handed weapons. You can't block with them. Like, if you hold a one-handed sword and your other hand is empty, holding down the block button will allow you to block with a one-handed sword. That's not the case with spears. These things are pretty big and you can encounter enemies in the wild with them, but you can't do a massive sweep attack. That would be really cool if you could just sweep all of these guards onto their backs. But the second half of my gameplay is going to be me questing through Dawnguard, and I'm going to showcase some of the higher action moments. There's minor spoilers, so listen to audio only if you're concerned about that. But this is the sign up page for the Elder Scrolls Online. It's on the website, theelderscrollsonline.com, and you list your basic demographic information. I don't know what they want out of a primary guild name or whatnot, but they want to see what other MMOs you've previously played and what other Elder Scrolls games you've played. And if you've beta tested any MMOs, people with beta testing experience definitely have the upper hand. They ask you for your playstyle, whether you like to play in large groups, small groups, solo, whether you like to do PvP, PvE, questing, crafting, etc. They ask for system specifications. And the last bit is why you should be a beta tester. I decided to write because I have never taken an arrow to the knee. If you can think of a quirkier response, let me know. And the most important part I want to point out is this non-disclosure agreement that I'm going to highlight. You're not allowed to talk about the beta in depth with anybody else not associated with the beta. You're not allowed to leak any images or whatnot, especially to the press or any competing game developers. I'm going to talk about beta expectations. I may be preaching to the choir a little bit with my next topic if you've beta tested before, but going into NAE beta, the tester needs to recognize that they are not just receiving a free trial of a game. Far from it. You're expected to actively contribute to making the game better, communicate with other testers about your subjective experiences, working out the glitches, testing what ideas work and what don't, and give feedback to the developers. The Elder Scrolls Online needs an especially vigilant group of testers. Remember how glitchy Skyrim was upon launch? That was a single player game. The Elder Scrolls Online has been in development for more than 5 years, since 2007. Take the ambitiousness of Skyrim, multiply it by 10, and you have a game that might need 1,000 times the amount of work to resolve the issues. Beta testing a game should feel more like work than playing for enjoyment. That's why I love the Elder Scrolls community so much. I'm thinking of modders especially when I say there are a lot of dedicated, tireless members of the community that go under the radar and don't receive the amount of recognition they deserve through their work. They do this for their love of the game. The Skyrim Reddit community is also very active with people who help others enjoy the game to its maximum potential. One nitpicky complaint I have already is that I don't like the name The Elder Scrolls Online. The designation Online ties the game too much to 21st century Sol System Earth. I want as much separation as possible from the real world when I head into the game. The previous Elder Scrolls games were designated with a region like Morrowind, Oblivion, or Skyrim, so why not name Online The Elder Scrolls Tamriel, or just The Elder Scrolls? I'm being nitpicky. You can flame me if you want. I'm not an MMO player at all. I haven't found one that I could delve into and get lost in. The way I see it, it's hard to be casually committed to an MMORPG. I think that Guild Wars tries to remedy this and let everyone play at their own pace, but I haven't tried it personally. I consider myself to be a pretty dedicated gamer, but even then I don't think I've even scratched the surface of how dedicated some MMO players can be. But for The Elder Scrolls Online, I think I may make an exception. I've been deeply invested into the world of The Elder Scrolls since Oblivion. Oblivion was the reason I got an Xbox 360. I had the Xbox One, but I was having so much fun still playing Halo 2, Battlefront 2, and Splinter Cell Chaos Theory that I never felt the need to move up. Then Oblivion came along. I'm very excited to be able to share travels across Tamriel with others. The storyline of The Elder Scrolls Online is as developed as any Elder Scrolls main game. The game takes 1,000 years before the events of Skyrim and 800 years before what happened in Oblivion. Daedric Prince Malek Bol is trying to fuse the planes of Oblivion and Nirn. There are 9 playable races in the game. The Altmer, Bosmer, and the Khajiit formed the Aldmeri Dominion. The Bretons, Redguards, and Orcs formed the Daggerfall Covenant, and the Dunmer, Nords, and Argonians formed the Ebonheart Pact. They are all working in alliance against the Empire to take back the Imperial City and the White Gold Tower. You're seeing Skyrim footage because the only gameplay footage of the Elder Scrolls Online is alpha gameplay and pre-alpha footage, officially released by the developers. Very fortunate players have tried the alpha already, but they are limited in how much they are allowed to disclose. Again, I referenced the non-disclosure agreement you have to sign when you apply for the beta. The alpha is not optimized and graphically finalized and is no way representative of the final game. And what I've seen from the gameplay, the art style looks like a fusion of Morrowind, Oblivion, and Skyrim. The graphics themselves look like a very colorful version of Skyrim with a lot of PC mods installed. One thing that can make or break an MMO is how servers are utilized. Choosing the wrong server initially can make for a very bleak and disappointing experience. I guess that's why I'm disappointed with PlanetSide. I mean, others have had fun with their servers, but not so much with me. Zenimax is trying to break this convention by having a mega server, where everyone is on the same server, so you don't have to worry about who you can play with. Everyone plays with everyone for the most true world immersion experience. Another exciting feature of the gameplay is territory control, a little bit like what you see in PlanetSide 2 right now. Your faction fights for control of game regions that dynamically change hands. If you are strong enough in your faction, you can become Emperor. I shudder to think about how many in-game hours somebody has to put in to become the ultimate guildmaster of sorts. The Elder Scrolls themselves make an appearance, and they are powerful artifacts you can unleash upon your enemies, and have to take precaution to avoid them falling into enemy hands. Hundreds of people can be on screen at once and can engage in large-scale wars. Unlike some other MMOs, you have full control of combat, just like a regular Elder Scrolls game. Keybinds control for sword swinging, blocking, magic casting, arrow shooting, and such. No official release date has been announced yet, but I do expect an email shortly as to whether I am selected for the beta or not. I doubt I will be able to disclose very much, if anything at all, publicly about the beta, but I will follow official developments of the game and keep you all informed and provide personal input so you don't miss out on big news. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you thoroughly enjoyed this commentary. If you did, leave this video a like rating. Be sure to subscribe for more Elder Scrolls Online and Skyrim information. Have a great day.